I think Ram is really sleeping on the gold mine here. I think we're all pretty much sure that in 2025, Ram is going to shock the world again with their HD trucks. But the only problem is they have to do something better with this Power Wagon. I mean, let's just be honest. I have that truck over there, and we're gonna do a comparison with this one, and you guys kind of know how that video is gonna go without even watching it. So special shout out to Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah. If you are in the market, this truck is available, and this is the perfect spec. Now, in this video, I've made up something called the Power Wagon 1 ton. And for 2025, this is what Ram should do for this truck. You guys ready for this? Let's go and take a quick peek at the window sticker, and then we'll continue with the video. So this is probably the last model year that we'll see the Power Wagon like this. It should get a redesign for 2025, but it only comes one way. So you're gonna get four-wheel drive, you're gonna get the gas engine standard, you can't get the diesel. So base price is $70,590. And I am gonna explain what this LCV stands for the transmission, so be sure to stick around for that. And then here's some of the standard equipment. It is a short listing because of all the options on this build. So here's everything that you guys see. So level 2 equipment group is the most expensive one, and it gives you a lot of stuff. A lot of the tow tech packages are on here. Safety group is right there. And here are the rest of the things for that level 2 equipment group. And here's a few other things, and this truck does have a destination of $1995 with a total price of $91,195. So let's talk about my Power Wagon 1 ton. This is what I'm hoping Ram does. Now I think for 2025, new cabs, new front end, new beds, hopefully some bigger standard beds too, like 6'10", 6'11", kind of like what GM does. But yeah, I love what they've done with the front end of this truck. You do have the vertical lines on this mustache grill, and you know, hey, because the Power Wagon 1 ton is going to have this worn winch, right? We're going to keep hoping that they do the Power Wagon 1 ton and they'll keep using this winch. Has a synthetic cable, so it is a little bit lighter in comparison with the steel lines. And you know, hey, they did a great job building this winch in here. I mean, look at the construction that they have for this thing on both sides. I love what they've done. What Ford has done is not my favorite. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I've seen some flaws with theirs. The biggest thing is they have to install it at the dealership. That's a big no-no for me. But nevertheless, for the Power Wagon 1 ton, we gotta keep the winch. Also, there's no doubt in my mind that Ram is going to continue to use a solid front axle. This one has a locker. The Power Wagon 1 ton should have a locker too. And I'm not against them doing an 1.5-inch lift versus this 2-inch on this Power Wagon. And who's to say that they have to use Bilstein shocks? Why not use Carly? Could you imagine a factory Carly suspension from Ram? Do you know how many Ram trucks would be traded in from 2019 on, and how long the waiting list would be if they did a Carly pin top suspension for these trucks? Maybe we could even see an adjustable track bar, an upgraded stabilizer for the steering, and of course if they added the shock reservoirs too, they can make it look really cool with this truck. I'm just saying guys, we can't go 2.5 because it's still an HD truck and they already have a lift, and the truck has to still be functional. So that's like my only thing about this Power Wagon 1 ton. This Power Wagon 1 ton has to be functional. So my thinking also is make it a package to get 35s. So I don't care what tire they choose, as long as it's a, you know, a Nitto Ridge Grappler type tire, I'm okay with that. So yeah, we're gonna do 35, maybe 35 by 12.5 tire on the factory Ram Power Wagon 1 ton. I'm loving this Power Wagon 1 ton. I'm ready to order one right now. And this hood currently is not functional, so I assume that these are heat extractors. I always say it is because I can feel heat coming out of them, but this is all closed off. It would be kind of cool for the next generation of Ram that they do incorporate a hood scoop. I do love the overall headlight design of this truck. These are an upgrade with that level 2 package as well, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, this truck has a great stance with the factory lift that the Power Wagon already gets, and you can get rock rails. There is no power to pullable running board option for this truck. Smart key system, and for 2024 or really 2023 they did upgrade these mirrors. You're probably going to see these for 2025 again. I'm pretty sure they're going to keep running these. It does have the 360 camera down below, and I'll show you guys what these cameras are on the inside. But out back, like I said, larger bed, which would make this truck look aesthetically pleasing to the eye. And I don't even care if they continue to use the ram boxes. I mean, these are pretty nice to have, right? And coil suspension out back has to go away. I think leafs are fine. They don't have to do overloads. Currently, the single rear wheel Rams do not use overloads, and I'm okay if they continue that with the Power Wagon 1. So this one does have a full-size spare tire, which you're going to need for the trails if you do get a flat tire, right? And of course, a more upgraded frame. And currently right now, you cannot get a fifth wheel prep package with the Power Wagon. And with the Power Wagon 1 ton, yeah, you're gonna get that. This truck does still use a Class 5 receiving hitch, 410 rear, and for the diesels they use a 373. So with the Power Wagon 1 ton, I'm okay if they keep rolling with that. Now let's go ahead and pop the hood and talk about the powertrain that I think the 1 ton Power Wagon should have. Currently, if you're looking at a Power Wagon, you can only get the 6.4 liter Hemi, which is not a bad thing. This is actually a good powertrain because it has 410 horsepower, 429 pound-feet of torque, but the reason why it's so good is because of the 8-speed transmission behind it. The 8HP75 LCV, if you don't know what LCV stands for, it stands for light commercial vehicle. So this transmission is going to be slightly different from what you see in the half tons and the Grand Wagoneers, things like that. This transmission is going to have better torque converter bracing. It also has 2 gear sets with additional pinion gears, and it has a heavy duty park system. So obviously, if we get the Cummins in our Power Wagon 1 ton, it has to be the 8HP95 to handle the additional torque that Cummins can put out. And of course, it'll be the light commercial vehicle transmission setup too, so we can have the updates that we need. Obviously, if you want to get the gas engine on the Power Wagon 1 ton, they do get rid of the MDS. Yeah, they definitely need to do that. If Ram continues on the rampage that they did back in 2019 for 2025, then they're going to be the #1 interior yet again. And I still believe to this day, GMC might be edging out the Ram trucks with that Obsidian Rush for the AT4X. However, if they do redesign this truck and they make this interior better than it is now, it's game over. And so this has leather pretty much everywhere on the grab handle here, all on the top of the door card right there. Leather seats, and they do stamp Power Wagon right there. They have a big badge on the center console that's all wrapped in leather. Also, there's so much technology. Now, as I showed you guys on the outside of this truck, you have a camera right there, right? Let's go ahead and start the truck up. Which one? Start. Nice cluster. I love the vertical screen to this day. If you push this button right here, you see how it has a split down the middle? Well, that's what those cameras are for. So if you're towing a trailer, it gives you a side view with that rear view mirror, so that way you can see on the side of your trailer. Also, you guys probably did notice this right here out back. Well, this is for your trailer, and if you use that input on the bumper and your trailer has a backup camera, going down the road you can basically see behind your trailer. And so the Power Wagon 1 ton will have the capability of any other Ram truck, right? So all this extra tech for towing will make more sense on a truck that can tow closer to 20,000 pounds versus 10,000 pounds, right? But something I love about the Ram trucks, I talk about this all the time, is this. I love the gauges. So this is the first page. They did combine the MPG with the same information that you just saw. So you just pretty much swipe to the right with this button here. And you can see these gauges, a little bit more here for your oil temp, oil pressure, and oil life, tire pressure, and then your idle. And then it pretty much goes back to the fuel economy. Love the fact that they give you this page too. So if you're going off-road, love these gauges. So they have a nicer summary for all of them. and you have your pitch and roll. Now obviously, because this is the Power Wagon, the Power Wagon 1 ton will benefit from the sway bar disconnect. Also front and rear lockers, which are amazing. Downhill assist is right there. You guys already saw the winch up front. And again, because this truck will be a 1 ton, well, you'll have all of this information here at your fingertips for towing. So here's your trailer information here, page 1, page 2, so you still have more of those gauges that you would like to see. Camera views, 360 camera is great here, and they do have some for your trailer reverse guidance, so you can see around that trailer a lot better. See, we're meant to have a Power Wagon 1 ton because there's a lot of different towing features that this truck has that would benefit better with the truck that I'm trying to draft up here. Here's a few more things for the cameras. If you go back to the dashboard, you can pretty much see you have your light check, and you can set up your trailer, you can name it, you could change the braking for it, things like that. And this one looks like it has a tire pressure option as well. Last but certainly not least, you guys know I love to talk about the numbers on the door, right? So with this Power Wagon, right, here are the axle ratings. So 4,750 pounds, 6,200 pound gross axle out back, and the gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 8,565. So let's do some quick math. If you were to take the payload of this truck, it's 1189. We're going to take 8565 and subtract it from 1189. It's 7,376 pounds. Let's add 873 pounds to that. That's 8249. So 8249 from 8565. 8249. If this truck had the diesel, that's how much payload you would have. So yes, I gather that the Cummins is going to weigh about 873 pounds in that ballpark. If you use the 8 HP 95 transmission, I'm pretty sure that transmission is going to increase in weight. So obviously what we have to do is this. We have to increase the axles front and rear. So we would go from 4,700 pounds up front. Let's go look at it real quick. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, 4,750 is the axle rating up front, so that would have to be 6,000 for the diesel, obviously. And then the rear, we will say 7,250 to kind of put it in line with the other two. So yeah, 7,250 axle rating out back, and then they would have to increase the gross fuel weight rating from 8,565 to 12,300 because they already have that already. They use that for the mega cabs. But obviously this truck's gonna get a bigger cab, and it's probably gonna get heavier overall unless they use some aluminum. But yeah, this is what the payload would be, 4151, and that would be perfect for the new Ram. I think Ram should do it. I think that would be the perfect truck. Could you imagine a Power Wagon 1 ton for 2025, new cab, bigger beds, which I'm sure they're gonna do, whole new truck with the worn winch on a 1 ton, front and rear lockers on a 1 ton with the sway bar disconnect. That truck will 100% put me back to Ram. And again, I did talk about the Carly suspension, 35-inch tires, 35 by 12 and a halves, 1.5-inch lift. I mean, I think that would be the perfect truck, guys. I think it would be the perfect truck. We haven't talked about price yet, and you guys see this truck is like $92,000. The truck that I already drafted up for you is probably 150 grand. And it probably would be worth it. I mean, if you really think about it, I'm just kidding, it would not be worth it at $150,000. But if they can keep pricing about the same with what I said, yes, I would buy that truck 100%. But I hope you guys liked the video. If you want me to do more videos like this, kind of drafting up my idea of what a truck should be, I will do that. I just kind of had fun today. I saw this Power Wagon. I really wanted to show you guys the truck, but I kind of got thinking, like, man, like, it would be kind of cool if they did a Power Wagon 1 ton. And if they did draft it up the way I did, I think they would really increase sales for this nameplate.